Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers. Eddie Marcus here. Yes, it's after midnight, and I'm still here. Nothing has changed today for the better. Spent all the daylight hours we all have, and though our lives have been a struggle just to try to maintain a level of survival, yet actions have been taken to take us a much, much lower than where we are. And so something like that bothers me. Even when I wake up in the morning, I know I got to deal with it all day. And when I get ready to go to bed at night, it seems I got to do that same thing. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that our big problems, as I always say, they are our own. What's going on is because of we, the people. Right now, there's something that have happened to America that we have hoped that wouldn't happen. America is being given authority to misfits. Nothing that the President of the United States is doing is for the benefit of the American people. And it doesn't matter whether it's just for MAGA, or whether it's just for white folks, or whether it's just for him. It's not for the benefit of the people. And those that he has placed in positions to give him the authority by saying yes to anything that he demands that they say are nothing but misfits just as he. There's a guy, I think he's Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, something like that. You remember a few years ago, he was running for president of the United States, and one of the contestants, if you want to call them that, or candidates, was Donald Trump. And if you took the tape back to listen to what Mark had to say about Donald, it would just blow your mind that he today is sitting here repeating as if he was speaking of himself that day when he was talking about Donald. He was just telling the nation who he truly is. Not just was, but who he truly is. You see, what he was saying about Donald at that time gave the impression that he was different. Only today we see who he really is. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that must stop. We got people who have come into this system under these misfits and decided to cause so many people to lose their employment, to lose their, what they might call their future. Now, the truth of the matter is this. Every last one of those persons that have been fired, every last one of them must be returned to their original positions. And they can be never demoted because of anything that has happened here. And that means everyone in every department. How many hundreds? How many thousands? Everyone must be, because that is decency. That is the righteous thing to do. That is the proper thing to do. This crap that's done by these misfits must change, because as these misfits do these dirty, low down things, we, the American people, appear as misfits to the rest of the world. Yeah, we can say, rest of the world, these are the misfits that's doing this. This is not us. We are not like that. But the rest of the world see us as misfits. Why? Because we're not stopping it. How is it that so many of us of this world, so many of us of this American world, so many of us of these United States can say we're disgusted with these misfits. We're disgusted with what these misfits doing, and every day that's what we say. We are disgusted with what they're doing. We're disgusted with what they're doing. That's what we said. But you can go back doing while we were saying we're disgusted. They were doing more disgusting things. So we saying we're disgusted is not stopping the action of disgusting. So what does that say about us? What does that say about us? That says a whole bunch of stuff about us. You just can't put it in a couple of words. But I say that these people who have lost their jobs, lost their way of life must be returned because these misfits do not have the authority to fire anybody. Truth of the matter of it is that we're going to have to face reality. Yes, our stupidity, our ignorance brought us here to this point. Well, we don't plan to leave here ignorant and stupid, and we damn sure ain't finna follow Trump to hell, or MAGA to hell, or these misfits to hell. So one thing that we must do, we must determine a way whereby every American who's not too young, who's not disabled, must have a career. They must have a job. Now, the message here is this. It takes stuff to live. Air, water. It takes stuff to live. And the power that made us so that it would take stuff to live. And that power that made resources available on the earth, above the earth, in the earth, some visible, some invisible, for the purpose of what we might need or require to do the things that human beings might need, want, to desire during their lifetime. That power has done that. So we're here, my friends, not to just be here because we can't survive just being here. We can't live just being here. We must be involved in being here. So when we reach a certain point, then we must engage ourselves in a process of maintaining and creating and establishing more and better stuff that gives a representation of growth and development and not stagnation and death. So we just must make sure that everybody that falls in that category have a career. And let us make sure that they can choose their career. It's not a situation where we're walking around trying to place people in jobs. You got a job here. Nothing like that. But you have the opportunity to choose your career. Choose it at a point in time appropriate. Because everything is available to you in this future. It is available to you to aid and assist you in being the best that you can be, because when you're doing that, we the people, all of us are getting the best that we have to offer. And that's what it's all about, my friends. And when I say choose something that you love, here's how you determine how you love it. Now, I say it because you already know it, is the joy that comes from it. A joy that the world can't give and the world can't take it away. But you get it. And it will allow you to continue doing it. As you continue to do this is we, all Americans, as you do what you do, it is interconnected together to produce what we the people. And when I say these things to the American people, I'm saying this to free you from the bull. I'm free all of America from the bull. And as I say this to benefit America, I say this to benefit every human being on the face of the earth. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we must change. Our systems have failed us. Every last one of the systems on the face of the earth have failed us. Unless you have your needs, your wants, and your desires being met at your leisure, you have been failed by these systems. If you're not experiencing peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness in your life and living your dreams, you have been failed by these systems.